welcome back to my channel, Budgeted for Later. My name is Mishania, and today we're going to do a little bit of budget rewind, I think. Let me explain. So, as you all know, I started a full-time position at the end of January, and for the longest time I'd been babysitting and nannying while I was in school, and so this was like a switch. And I found myself needing like a notebook to take notes, and I used to be like a notebook collector. I was that girl. Like, I went to Marshall's and I saw a pretty notebook, I got it, even though I do not journal. I do not like write notes. I just wanted the pretty things, and so I would get them. So I'm like, I'm not gonna buy a new one, I have a bunch. I wanted something small enough that I could like carry to meetings, and if it was foldable, even better. And then I found my bullet journal that I bought years ago when I thought I was going to be this bujo girl, until I realized that I didn't have the level of creativity that is required to make the spreads that I wanted. So you don't have to be creative to bullet journal, right? But I just wanted, I would see these pretty spreads, and I was in these like bujo groups on Facebook, and I wanted those, and I just couldn't do it. And so I just like chopped this to the side. So I was like, okay, perfect. You were super expensive. You're finally gonna be used. So fast forward like maybe 2-3 weeks later, I'm like in the back of this book because it has like a little, what is this, like folder thingy to put paper, and I find this thing. This was like my plan on how to pay off my debt. It has like my credit card totals here, how much I owed on them, and then like the plan month by month how I was going to do it. And I thought it would be great to go through this and see how things have changed. Like, did I pay off how I thought I would? Am I less than what I owed before? Did I increase my balances over the years compared to when this was? And also we're going to do some investigation to find out when I even started this journey, because I have no recollection of this. I don't even know where this sheet came from. I'm sure it was from one of the many notebooks that I have, but I don't remember doing this at all. It's in my handwriting and it's about my credit cards, so I know it was me, but I have no idea when I did this. So let's get into the video. So I'm hoping that you guys can see, or will be able to see, all the writings on here, because I did bring the camera closer. You know, I usually don't, but I've got enough complaints where I'm gonna try it out this way. So we're gonna go ahead and open it up and get our sheet. By the way, I don't know if you all know, but you can get like pen holders to stick onto notebooks that don't have one, you know, just so originally I thought that this notebook had a pen holder, and then I went to go buy a new one and I noticed that they didn't, and I realized what I did was buy this thing and stuck it on there. Totally forgot about that. And you'll see why in a minute. So when I first opened this notebook, I found this, and I'm like, okay, wow, I had already tried to do this budgeting thing, and I had to like, I'm like, okay, well, when did I try to do this budgeting thing, right? So I had to do some digging. Firstly, the first date that I noticed that's written on here is August 2008. Sorry, not 2008, 2018. So I'm like, okay, well, it's at least from 2018, which makes it about 3.5 years if we're going by August. So then, to get a little bit more hint, I went through the notebook, and oh my gosh, guys, I'm so embarrassed to show you like my attempt at bujoing. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. But anyway, I went back. I think this, yeah, year at a glance. This doesn't have, okay, that wasn't so bad, right? But it doesn't tell me what year it is. Oh, and look, I had a goal of my debt. Apparently I had $20,000 in credit card debt at that point. If you've been following my journey, that you know that I still have about $20,000 in credit card debt. So I think this is saying that I have a little bit over 20,000, because if it's saying it, like, I would cross this out once I reach 20,000. So I did something. So that's the total credit card debt that I have, $18,769.78. This is not as accurate right now because this chase is paid off, but we'll go with it. So even more hints as to what was going on. Still no year. Look at this. Oh my God, it's so... Apparently I was also on a diet, low carb meal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look through this book and see if there's anything that I need to block out. Switch out toys. I don't know why I was so like, switch out toys. What kind of like nannying job was I doing? Like I usually babysit, so that's usually not something that I have to do on my end, but I don't know what family that was for. Anywho, that wasn't very helpful. Okay, so I'm bringing you closer. That wasn't very helpful, so I kept looking, and I noticed that it says, again, August 2018, and then it says, start putting $300 towards Walmart starting in April. Walmart is my Capital One bank. It started out as a Walmart credit card, and then they changed it over. It was the only store card I ever took out, and thankfully, it's no longer a store card because I hate those things. So that says start in April and then pay off by August 2018. So I at least had it before April 2018. And then I see that it says starting September, which means that this started in 2017. So, and that's what I had written up here. I just want it to be a mystery. So I started this journey at latest 2017. And let's compare what's going on here. So the credit cards that I had that I owed was my Bank of America card, which is no longer an open card. I paid that off and never used it again, and then they closed it. So this is one of the reasons when you guys are like, oh, just pay it off and close it, and I'm like, I don't want to hurt my credit. This like really hurted my credit, and I think it's because obviously I had such a high credit card usage that just losing out on $500 to balance it out really affected it. Barclay card, I owed $1,278. I still have that card, and I now owe, wow, this is sad, I now owe $2,695. So if we put our handy dandy calculator here, we get 2,695 minus 1,278. I racked up $1,417 more. And there was a point that I actually did pay off the Barclay card. So you can see how crazy my spending used to be. Then the Walmart credit card, oh, this one is really, really bad. So this, I owed $1,600 on there. And I think my credit on there was like much lower. Now I owe $5,873 minus $1,600. So I owe $5,873, which means that I racked up $4,273. This is so embarrassing to see, but it's good to kind of see like when you fall off, what happens. And then Citibank, I still have that. Citibank, I paid off so many times and then brought it back up. So Citibank, I now owe $3,845, which means that there's a negative $1,677, meaning I owe negative only because I owe more now. But yeah, so that's how much I put on the card. But keep in mind that I've paid off a lot of these cards and brought, like, at least Citibank, I know that I've paid off multiple times. Then PayPal was always the card that was like out of control. That and my First Financial one. So PayPal was $4,692, and now it is $5,600. Oh, let me clear that out. $5,678. So the difference between 2017 and 2022 is, I'm just gonna round it up to 93 because that's 80 cents, $985. And then First Financial was $11,682. This is crazy. Oh my God, that's crazy. How is that even possible? But anyway, y'all know that this is paid off, gone, nowhere to be found, and have not seen that card in a very long time. So that's nice. So this was my plan, the plan that never happened. And this is why this video is called Mistakes Were Made, or it will be called such. This was a good plan. It says pay $200 a month to Bank of America starting in September, and then I would pay off by October. Oh, because I only owed $469 for that. So I would only need 2 months, September, October. That makes sense. And then I guess I would just like put $69 or whatever. Then it says pay $250 a month to Barclay card, which was at $1,278. So I was doing the snowball here. So I think I was paying $50 towards Bank of America. So now with a $200 plus the $50 I was paying towards Bank of America, I could now put $250 a month extra to Barclay card. That would start in November, and I would pay it off by March 2018. December, January, February, March. So I was predicting that I would pay this off in 4 months. I don't know why, because this is like a 5-month thing, but maybe like with my payments that I was paying a month. And then it goes on, like now I'm doing 300. You know, I transferred over that $250, I guess, to whatever $50 I was paying. And then I'm doing 400 for PayPal, and then I'm doing 600. This was a great plan. This was a really good plan, and I just need to stick to it. And then I had this thing that I just kind of lost. So, but it goes to show you, right? Like, I had completely forgotten about this sheet. So at some point I did it, and I just stopped. And we can like kind of come up with some theories as to why I stopped. Like, wasn't making the money that I needed to, wasn't spending my money right, and also was still using my credit cards. Clearly from like, even if I had stopped paying in the way I wanted to, those wouldn't have like increased so drastically if I wasn't using it all willy-nilly. And in fact, I think like Chase doesn't show up on here. What else? Synchrony doesn't show up on here, but Synchrony is paid off. Oh, because I'm confused. Okay, so I have 2 Synchrony cards. Those are paid off. It doesn't show up on here. Chase doesn't show up on here because I guess that was a card that I got afterwards. So all these like mistakes and bad calls, and that was a time when I was like very social and always going out to brunch and stuff like that. Yes, I was like going out to brunch and things, and most times I was not using cash on hand. I was swiping that credit card, like especially my Capital One, aka my Walmart card, and what else? And my First Financial Bank card. Those 2 were my go-tos for like brunch. Now that's far and few between. I'm so excited about that. And you know, it's hard being social. I actually was thinking about this, like it's really hard being social, and it's so expensive being social. Our social looks like going out for brunch and having drinks and, you know, X, Y, and Z, and that can be very expensive. Whereas I think like if I'm thinking about Maryland and hanging out with people, it's like, oh, we're having like a, you know, a thing in the backyard. So there's like there's not a lot of money involved in that. Maybe I'll pick up like a bottle of like Hennessy or something to bring. And that'll be like, how much does Hennessy cost? I haven't bought like alcohol in a very long time. $30, $40, $50. But you know what I mean? Like, so it feels more expensive trying to be social here, but that might, obviously I don't have experience in other states beyond Maryland and New York, so that might be wrong. But anyway, I just thought it would be like a really funny / like, look what you did and don't make that mistake again, girl, video to make. So I hope that you enjoyed that little tidbit, and I will definitely see you in another video. I know they're far and few between, but you will see me again. Until then, have a great day, a great week, a great month, and a great year. Bye.